On this day in 2010, October 4th, 2010, one of the greatest chapters ever in the history of anything was released. Chapter 598, 2 years later. Now, this particular chapter starts off the Return to Sabaody arc, which is second. Come on, man! It's that second favorite arc in One Piece. This is the arc for me, man. Now, one of my favorite things ever in anything is getting everyone back together after not being together for so long. I love seeing changes in character designs after a few years, basically time skip designs, and how the world has changed in time skips and whatnot. And what series has ever done it better than One Piece? I mean, it was such a massive series, with a huge world, and being in the same world for such a long time. After getting a 2-year time skip, especially with their circumstances of why you had to take that time skip, and you're trying to find out, like, what happened? Like, what happened here? And you have to wait 5 weeks, man. And then you come back. And after months, or I should say after a month of just playing Modern Warfare 2, hoping for this damn thing to come out, and you're like, yo, this is crazy. I mean, when 598 dropped, that's that the internet just went insane. Went absolutely insane. And I went so insane that after I finished the chapter, and I was like, this is the greatest thing ever. I need some sort of exposure to I need to talk to somebody about this. And that's when then for this chapter, I'm pretty sure it was probably like a couple days either before or after this, whenever we got it in the scans. But I've watched my first ever YouTube review from Sawyer 7 Mage. I was just so hyped, so excited. I just searched up One Piece 598 on YouTube. I was like, I gotta talk to somebody about this. One Piece podcast hadn't done anything, so I was like, man, at 598, let's do this. And I found Sawyer 7 Mage, man. That's how I joined the community back in 2010. That was my very first YouTube video, and I just started watching them after that. And then sometime after that, I found King of Lightning and whatnot. But dude, Sawyer 7 Mage, man, the very first review I ever watched, chapter 598, just the amount of hype, I can't even begin to express how godlike this chapter was, man. And it was such an extra long chapter. We had the cover, the lead colors. It was beautiful, man. It just with the fake straws, seeing everyone coming back together. The Usopp and Nami thing was so good. The Sanji, I mean, come on, man. Two years later, and like, seriously, at this point in time, from here until the end of Return to Sabaody is like one of my highest peaks as a One Piece tard, because I hadn't had the series for like I said, for a month, give or take 5 weeks, and it was such an insane wait after the insanity that we got with Marineford in the post-war. And you're sitting here like, yo, what happened to the world? And you see I'm talking about anyone and everyone on the forums online are going insane trying to find out what is going to happen here in the time skip. What happened? Just what happened over these 2 years? And it was just done so well in One Piece fashion. And it's just to this very day, it will forever mark a milestone, as this is the chapter, man. This is the chapter for me. 598, 2 years later. I mean, I've reread volume 61 so many times, but every time I reach this chapter, every time I reach 598, and I reached out the first couple of pages, and you just see Luffy, man, and you see the Snow White, dude, that's a legendary scene, even in the anime, with episode 517, this is a legendary scene, man, when he goes to reach the Straw Hat, which has a lot of snow on it, and he puts it on his head, he's like, Ugh! And he's ready to go, and you see that amazing color page spread with all the Straw Hats post-time skip. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, whenever I first saw these designs, I was so insanely hyped, man. And I'll talk more about some specific ones, like in the next one for 599. But for 598, I was so hyped just off the initial thing, because I was like, yo, Sanji with the chin badger, man. I thought Luffy was looking so beast. I loved Nami's design, man. Robin was looking so cool with the shades. She had the slick back hair. I was like, let's go. And you got to see Frankie. I was like, dude, my boy Frankie, man. Fresh cut, looking more cyborg than ever, dare I say. And broke this with the nice new shades. And you're like, dude. Now, when it came to Chopper, my opinion of it has changed since then. I prefer the pre-time skip design now. But at the time, I was like, yo, look at Chopper's design. But the one design that caught my interest and caught the internet's interest right off the bat, which is what I was going to say that I'm going to talk about next week more, it was for Zoro. When we saw Zoro's design, there was so many different things, because you only saw him with one eye and you saw this massive cut going down, and you were like, yo, what happened with Zoro and Mihawk? And you're like, dude, because you saw that one eye was cut and you were shook. You're like, hold on, what happened here, man? So that automatically was raising so much interest. I mean, the theories were going, God's sake, forums upon forums upon forums. It was awesome sauce. But dude, just the overall getting the band together type of aspect to this entire chapter. Oh man, dude, when you go back to Sabaody and the narrator's going over just everything, you see everyone in the bar talking about how the Straw Hat Pirates have apparently returned after so many years, or after these 2 years of everyone thinking that they were dead. Oh man, you see the fake Straw Hats coming in, dude, and that one page where you actually get to see a full thing of Nami and she's looking to the side, and you're like, yo, why does she look so good again? Dude, I'm telling you, it was absolute perfection. And going back to the fake Straw Hats, this is one of the greatest things that Oda has ever done. Is the fake Straw Hats, at least for me, because these guys come out of nowhere into Sabaody. And everyone, because you assume when you start the chapter, like, oh snap, everybody knows the Straw Hats are coming to Sabaody. But no, it's these new fake Straw Hats, and all of them just represent them. They're so freaking, they have one of the funniest designs ever, man. And they have everyone just going crazy. They are literally the bullies. They are the heel Straw Hats. If you wanted heel Straw Hats, these are the guys, and they were great. They were absolutely great. I even love how the Usopp one had the Sogeking mask, because in the wanted posters it says Sogeking, it doesn't say Usopp. So that was just great. And I thought Nami and Frankie's looked freaking hilarious as well, man. But it was great. And just having that Nami and Usopp scene, when Usopp came in there and started going in, I was like, yo, Usopp! Now hold on, actually, because that was one design I want to talk about. I love Usopp's pre-time skip design so much, right? My favorite Usopp design overall is still Sogeking. Sogeking design, I don't think can be beat. That was so good. But the design, whenever I initially saw him coming back, and the very first thing you see, he's Satsu, Mioribushi, and you see my boy with the goggles on, you see the hat on him, he's about to go in, and he starts going in, and then you see it, and he just looks so confident now, and you're like, ooh, stop, man. And it was so good, bro. Absolutely. And you see Nami using the Thunderbolt Temple inside of this building, and you're like, yo, these fake straws are getting pwned by Nami and Usopp, which we previously knew to be the weakest in the crew. And you're like, yo. And then of course, man, you get to see Duval and Sanji, and Sanji's going crazy. He just wants to see some women, man. You can see Rayleigh post time skip, and you're like, yo. It was, oh my god, man. And then we go to Robin, and Oda's panels were on freaking point, man, because you get to see just a full overview. Okay, so the first thing you see for Robin, this to me is perfect. This is why this chapter is so good, man, because Oda had 5 weeks to do this, man, and you could tell just how well he planned it out. So you get to see like this outer view where they said, you know, this is a Sabaody Archipelago. Next panel, you see someone looks like a CP9 agent. I mean, it looks straight up like a dude for the world government. And he says, we've sighted Nico Robin. Don't kill her. Whatever you do, bring her in alive. And you're like, yo, what's going on? Very next panel that you see is Robin holding something, and she's just looking around. You see these new shades, you see her brand new design. Yo, she just looks so decent. She looks awesome sauce. And I'm like, yo, Robin. And then the next one is an overhead panel, and you just see under, you get, some nice cleavage right there. Regardless of that, you can see overhead of what she looks like from over, and she's looking down at Luffy at these wand posters for the Straw Hat crew, returning, which is the fake Straw Hats. And then you get to see an actual, right here, close up, right there on her face, where she lifts up the panels, and it's so good. It is so good the way that he choreographed these panels, because you can see her full figure, then from above, and then you can see her full face. It's just, it was absolutely amazing. And then from there you see Chopper. Like I said before, when I initially saw this design at first, I thought it was one of the coolest, but as time has gone by, I really do miss the original Chopper hat and his original design. But you get to see the Robin, and because remember, in the wanted poster, Robin is still really, really small. So we get to see a fake Robin, a Chopper, which is like a dog, and you can see Sanji and Zoro. And they absolutely just look hilarious, man. The Chopper one kills me every time, because I don't even know what to think of it. I don't even know what to think of it, dude. Oh, man. And then we cut back to Marineford, where they are going insane. Like, this is how you know they're a threat after Marineford. They're like, tell everyone at once. And that man's look, let me repeat this word for word. Yo, this man Momonga said, if that man still lives, then this is a serious matter. Come on, dog. A serious matter. Yo, send this word to headquarters. Come on, dude. They were waiting for this day. They've appeared in Sabaody. Yo, one of the most hyped lines. You see the fake Straw Hats to just keep going in, and the very final panel is Luffy walking by, because you see like this nice silhouette, and the way Oda did it was so perfectly, and he just looks behind, he's like, huh? And you're like, yo, it's about to go down. What an amazing, awesome sauce. I mean, look, listen, man, I've said that some chapters got awesome sauces before, man. It's a rare thing, but I do say it quite often. But this chapter is a straight up awesome sauce, and like I said before, this is that one chapter we just waited for so long. And the fact that it was a godlike chapter, the fact that it was post time skip, the fact that it was extra long, all those extra colored pages, seeing everyone after so long, seeing those nice post time skip designs, seeing how well Oda executed everything, how well planned out it was, just the hype factor to it, the fact that we hadn't had a chapter in 5 weeks. I mean, it was all these perfect things coming together to create one awesome sauce of a chapter. And that's why 598, 2 years later, will forever go down in history as one of the greatest One Piece chapters in my honest opinion. It was just so freaking amazing. And you can never forget your first feeling of whenever you first went through this part. Even if you experienced it in the anime first or in the manga first, it doesn't matter, because you experienced it in pretty much the same way. And it was so freaking, well, I can't really say it the same way, because the anime, you got it the next week, but flipping, dude, the manga, man. Ah, Lord, but regardless, such an amazing portion right here of the story that I love so much. And just playing so much Modern Warfare 2 in preparation for this, I remember changing some of my custom class names to some of the Straw Hats names. Like, I think the Intervention was my Zoro class, my Luffy class was my MP5K with a silencer, because that thing used to go in. And yeah, it was such a fantastic time, man, to be a One Piece fan. I mean, it always is a fantastic time, but especially there, that was one of my extreme heights as a One Piece star. It was such an amazing time, dude. God, yeah, dude, just remembering it always gets me hype, and it's why it's still my second favorite arc in the story, man. If I didn't love Enies Lobby with all my heart, this would without a doubt be number one. So many different aspects, so many different factors going into it. It's just such an awesome getting the band back together arc. Oh man, and just awesome Oda fashion he delivered, and it just brought so much happiness, and I mean, for God's sakes, it brought me into the community. It brought me into this chapter was so goat. It brought me into the YouTube anime community, man. I was like, yo, I need to talk to somebody about this chapter, and that's how I found Sawyer. And from then on out, I've been in the community ever since, man. It was flipping awesome sauce, and so many memories of being in this community, because this community in the past 6 years has given me a lot of memories. But it was after that chapter, it was after 598, after I read it, and I came on here and I was like, dude. And that's when I found Sawyer. From Sawyer I found KOL. From KOL I found Forever, and you know, it rest is history. Here I am today. So you guys have an awesome day. Thank you so much for watching this video, man. And do you remember your experience, the first time you experienced a time skip in One Piece, whether it be the anime or the manga? But man, that 2 years later, the very first chapter, God, I mean, the entire arc is awesome. Like I said before, I can't wait to talk about it next time when we get to start, in particular, talk about Zoro. But it was such an amazing time to be a One Piece fan. Such an amazing time to be alive, man. I mean, dude, like I was going through so many things at that time, and I was putting it all on the back burner. I was putting it all on my back, because I used to use Modern Warfare 2 as this thing to just hide all my problems, and I would play the game and get my mind off of everything. But when the new One Piece chapter dropped, especially this one, when 598 dropped after 5 weeks of having no One Piece, the one thing that brought me so much enjoyment and happiness in the world, man. And when this chapter dropped, and I was the happiest person in the world, just seeing them on the same island again after so long, with the new designs. It was just so amazing, dog. Absolutely phenomenal. Yo, 598, man. Dude, so much awesome sauce, dude. So much awesome sauce. And it's like, you always remember stuff like that, man. It's like, you always remember whenever you were having, you always remember like those things that always brought you happiness whenever you were in like bad times or whatever. And I remember, you know, was playing so much Modern Warfare 2 with my friends, and in the back of my mind, man, like all the problems sneak up on me, and then I would think about that One Piece awesome sauce, man. But when this chapter came out, I swear, throughout this entire arc, it just brought me so much happiness, because it gave me like live on to the next week so you could find out what happens next, a type of feeling, because it was just so much greatness, so much awesome sauce. And that's why Return to Sabaody will forever live on as a humongous piece in my life, because from 597, you know, that was the first time I ever got on camera, because of my hype from 597, and I did what I do here on YouTube, but just at school. And for 598, it just brought me so much happiness, man. Just seeing everyone back together, and this was one of those chapters like really made you appreciate friendships. It's like, man, these guys, Luffy told them, you know, we're not going to see each other for 2 years, and they kept that promise. They kept that promise to return to Sabaody. And even when these fake dudes came in there, Nami and Usopp took care of the situation, man. An awesome panel with Usopp's nose digging into Nami's awesomes. God, man, just absolute awesome sauce, man. What more can I say? 598 is a masterpiece. This entire arc is a masterpiece, but God, man, 2 years later, and gosh, just the entire month of TV production. It was just after week after week after week of brand new experiences, and it felt like the Return to Sabaody arc was really, you know, kept me in high spirits, kept me like, yo, really, really excited and happy for what was just happening next overall in general in life, not even just in One Piece. It just put me in such a great mood every week to just go out and just do whatever I had to do, man. And especially at this point where you're in high school and you're trying to figure out what you want to do with your future, and whether you made the right decision in doing what you want to do with your future. And then you read this and you're like, I know exactly what I want to be, man. I want to be an author, man. I want to bring people happiness the same way Oda does to me. I want to bring a smile to someone's face the same way that Oda does to me. And this is just one of those chapters where you'll never forget the way that you felt the first time that you went through it, man. And that is why chapter 598, 2 years later, which was released on this day in 2010, will forever remain as one of the greatest One Piece chapters for me of all time. And it's why Return to Sabaody is still my second favorite arc. And I don't know if that will change. Who knows what will happen later on down the line. But this was a monumental chapter into which we finally saw strides after so long. Awesome new designs. Just everything just went back together. Everything pieced together so perfectly after all the build-up after all those weeks of waiting, after all the theories, after all the forums, after everything, and you finally get the chapter, and Oda blows away all expectations, man. That's how you know he's Goda, man. That's how you know he's GOAT. Just 2 years later, what more can I say? It was an AwesomeSauce. With no doubt. And this is the definition of One Piece!